Hello everyone and now welcome to a game and TeRRoR. This game taking place here on a human versus undead matchup as HawK has spawned as the red human player on the bottom right hand side of the map. On the top left hand side of the map we have TeRRoR spawning, or Go TeRRoR spawning as the yellow undead. Undead versus human. Well, classic matchup for me, as humans always feel like, or I feel as though humans are just now finding a new meta and strategy to take on undead. Hello, well, you're welcome for the stream. Hopefully I'll finish this game and then this will be my last one, perhaps a little bit of a shorter stream today, as well I still got responsibilities in life. Altar of Kings, Barracks, Farm, and Farm all being trained up here. Where are things going next? That is the question. Altar of Kings coming across here, Farm, and Barracks. Meanwhile, off on the other side, Ghouls getting trained up, Ziggurat, Tomb of Relics, as we should be looking at a Crypt Lord. All right, I was totally thinking it was going to be a Death Knight. Instead, a Crypt Lord first. We may be getting a Death Knight second, and then followed up with a Lich third. TeRRoR perhaps going to try and quote-unquote go wide with his early army, summoning in a large number of beetles and ghouls to, well, set up expansions and do the necessary. Meanwhile, HawK over here on the bottom right-hand side of the map, there is the Archmage. We are looking at Footmen as well, getting trained up, and we're going to be looking at a bit of scouting. Hi, Mita. I'm doing all right. Just trying to balance family life here, and well, that's why I need to cut the screen time off a little bit more. Do I play any games when I have free time? I can only play mobile games now, which is, as a gamer, kind of a little sad. Like, for a while, I was able to play like Destiny and play other quick session games. I can still play Breath of the Wild, but it has to be games that I can pick up and put down very quickly. And that's just the life stage where I'm at. Like, if it's a game that I need to be uninterrupted for 25 minutes, like a game of WarCraft 3, not like I can ask my opponent to pause please as I change a diaper or anything like that. Just doesn't work, right? So that's where I'm at. Yeah, mobile games. It's more of, if I want to do any competitive games, the game has to be under 5 minutes, right? So I either play against the computer, or if it's a competitive game, it has to be under 5 minutes, which, well, generally leads towards mobile games, the whole entire quick pick up, put down. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, TeRRoR opening up with an expansion. There's a Ziggurat already getting trained up. Acolyte is on Blight. A Beetle is fighting. The Acolyte could actually turn around and attempt to take down this Footman. The Footman doesn't realize that the Acolyte actually has a decent amount of regeneration while on Blight, even with the medium armor difference. That Beetle is going to close up on that distance there and try to, well, the Acolyte can just run around a little bit, and HawK's Footman down to 36 hit points, being forced to retreat back. Meanwhile, in comes the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord only sitting at level 1. Beautiful denial onto that Water Elemental there. Level 2 Water Elemental in play. Crypt Lord now out and about, as well as we're looking at a rather large army, well, trying to engage her skeletal minions, ghouls, beetles, all right there. There's a quick impale, and HawK is now surrounded. However, that surround is easily broken as the peasants are able to break free right there. More Footmen could get taken down, more militia being called over, as HawK should have no time shutting down TeRRoR's harassment here. The question is, who's going to be able to do the expansion game better? That is the question. TeRRoR sitting at level 2, Archmage sitting at level 3. The Haunted Goldmine now nearly done, as we're looking at the Ziggurat here. Yeah, I can do chess against the computer.
Player's forces are under
Best of 1 aggro. Yeah, no, I was playing Magic the Gathering for a little bit of time as well. But, you know, just playing mono red for a while, you're just like, yeah, you know what? Okay. Like, it's almost like playing a game of solitaire, right? Like, do you have what it takes to stop me? Yay. You don't. Do you have what it takes to stop me? Yeah, you do. You have a lifelink flying creature. A 2/1 lifelink flying creature. Okay, yeah, I don't have enough tempo to beat that now. So that's what it was. I don't play online games because my mother knows that I can pause everything I all right. So yeah, being able to pause a game is a very big deal, right? Like you don't want to be like trying to set up a raid for 3 hours and then be like, oh, I need to go now, right? Like that's just a part of the sadness, and it's not about being busy. It's just about having priorities, right? If you have things that are important to you that you want to do, I mean, it's right, like taking care of my kids. It's like, oh, I feel so sorry for you that you have to take care of your kids. I'm like, no, you don't want to ever think that way or feel that way, and because I think the and I need to apologize to my kids after this, because I think it will actually reflect in your parenting, right? Like if your kids know that you are being a burden to them, then they, yeah, I don't think they're gonna have as much self-worth. And another, therapy session for myself as I apologize to my kids later on, and I need to remind them how much I love them, and as difficult as it is, that I would do it again. All right, yeah. Uh, All right, coming back into the game here, Archmage sitting at 3.5. We're looking at the Crypt Lord sitting at 3.25. Off to the north here, Haunted Gold Mine. It looks as though it was canceled a few times, but now that there is a Nerubian tower up, it should be up and operational. Tech to Tier 2 has not yet started. Lumber Strapped, it seems to be quite the bit of an issue here, as the Archmage and the Ghouls are still continuing to battle it up. Where is that Crypt? Where is the Crypt Lord? Crypt Lord is going to go ahead and teleport back in. There is also an Arcane Vault right here, and we could be going into an engagement. Archmage does still have a potion of greater healing, but there is not enough mana for the Impale. Beetles are kind of coming out of the ground, as well as a couple more peasants going to get taken down. Scout Tower upgrading to an Arcane Tower should be done here in just a moment. Archmage finally uses that potion of greater healing, as the Scout Tower here could get taken down. Don't be too hard on yourself. No, there are times when I know I need to be hard on myself, and if you're not hard on yourself, well, if you're not hard on yourself, then you want someone else to be hard on you, right? Like at least you know that you care about yourself and that you can be hard on yourself in a true healthy way. You it's like Warcraft. You need the right balance. Yeah, that's true. They don't need to feel entitled either. And, I guess life and games, everything is just a great balancing act, right? Spinning those plates, juggling those balls. And I'm going to tell you, if you're going to juggle balls, in life, and you know what? Some of those balls, you're gonna drop them, and it's okay to drop them. It's what ball you drop and what that ball means, right? Like, forgetting that Thursday is crazy hat day at school, and not getting your kid a crazy hat, you can drop that ball. Forgetting to pick up your child after school, yeah, no, you don't want to be dropping that ball. Anyways, Crippler are going to go ahead and back around here. Ghouls are trying to cause a fight here as we're looking at the Footman. Well, going to be able to focus down one of those Ghouls. Double Water Elementals here. Archmage at level 2, Brilliance Aura, and now going to be finishing up his Town Hall for the expansion of his own. This has been a very back and forth, or a lot of pressure in this early game to try and shut down opponents' expansions. And it looks like it is finally coming underway as another ghoul getting taken down. Those water elementals, 33 to 41 damage, really starting to add up as the Crippler now makes his way back over. Rod of Necromancy going to perhaps try and summon up some more beetles, summon up some more skeletal units, as TeRRoR is now on a run trying to escape away. Perhaps it's going to find the low hit point Footman. Is he going to find that Footman? No, he is not. Just out of sight right there. Beetles now coming back out here. Meanwhile, the Archmage, Footman, and Water Elemental is going to continue to engage here. All right, double Nerubian Tower. Ghoul is going to engage once more. Footman now finding and setting their eyes on the Acolytes. Acolytes could easily get taken down. There's enough ghouls or enough Footmen here to put pressure onto those units. Meanwhile, the Water Elementals gonna get shut down here. And now with only 2 footmen, 2 Nerubian towers, and a necropolis, which is nearly done upgrading to a black citadel, that should be it. I'll tell my son, sorry, but I have a W3 tournament, so go ahead and make breakfast on your own. Yeah, it depends on the age of the child, right? Totally depends on the age of the child. I think some of the best some of the parenting advice that I received is don't punish your child for being a child, right? Like, and what do you expect a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 11-year-old to actually be able to do? Do you um, do you have me, someone who also has impulse control, who has been in college played hours and hours of Warcraft 3 instead of studying for tests and studying for tests, doing my homework, like sleeping properly. Those are things that children do, and that now at the same time, um, you need to teach your children the same thing, right? If they're watching YouTube in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock in the morning in their bed, right? And that's a childish thing to do. You do need to correct that, but it's at the same time, it's not like they're like, as a parent, you're like, no, don't make the same mistakes I made. Hall of the Dead. All right, Halls of the Dead now nearly done. As we're going after the giant sea turtle creep camp here, TeRRoR has opted to go into gargoyles. An interesting call here. Archmage with water elemental should be able to easily handle that. Footman may be trying to tech defend as well. Nope, no tech to defend as of yet. We are constructing a blacksmith, only a single barracks. Death Knight now sitting at level 2, and there's a quick impale right there while stunning down many of those footmen. This could be very, very bad news indeed. A rifle or a gargoyle gonna try to get finished off. There goes a gargoyle. They're rejoining in on the fight as the gargoyles with the faster movement speed should be able to focus down some of those units here. Death Knight not joining in on the battle, perhaps hanging back and around for no other reason, as the carry-on beetles are even joining in still. All right, Death Knight still asleep at the wheel. What is TeRRoR doing? Apparently getting a second hero and leaving him back at home with no plans to have him engaged. All right, Gargoyles now making their way back over. Triple towers with a 4th one being added in. We could be looking at a blacksmith training up some riflemen as well, but just no sight of that just quite yet. There goes another footman there, as we're looking at, well, water elementals getting burst down rather quickly, volley after volley, as now HawK opts to go into, well, into Breath of Fire to try and handle these units. All right, there you go. There's a Breath of Fire, and what massive AoE damage to try and counteract the go wide strategy of TeRRoR, as the, well, Scroll of Healing being used to counteract that Breath of Fire. There's another Breath of Fire right there. It looks as though one gargoyle going to get taken down. How can you focus fire amongst all of those health hit point bars? That is the question, as low hit point water elemental going to be retreating back. All right, more damage still adding in. Altar of Kings about to get taken down. TeRRoR sitting at 54 supply with a much larger army. HawK not having much, even though he is up on bases. And there is that Breath of Fire once more. All right, Altar of Kings now taken down, trying to dive on into the situation. There's a quick impale, going after some of those units while you can. There's another Scroll of Healing, as we're looking at the Arcane Towers while still staying up, trying to go after some of those units instead, as the Cripplord now gets up to level 5. Level 5 Cripplord, what did he go for his 3rd ability? Level 3 Carry-On Beetles, as the ghouls, or excuse me, the Gargoyles are still backing away. Death Knight now with Unholy Aura, faster movement speed, and better regeneration, as the units are now chasing down the Archmage and that Panda. A little bit of bursted damage once more coming across. Flying machines getting trained up, not even bothering with riflemen, going mass flying machines to try and deal, as the workshops are going to be training up some units. Flying machines need to engage flak cannons, spreading that AoE damage pretty easily. And now we are just waiting on the counter attack by HawK. units back off to the north here. Panda looking to retreat. And then now we have a game, folks. Fly machines going up against gargoyles. A 64 supply compared to 40. HawK still has a large amount of gold, but really not enough lumber to support it. And perhaps we need to see a training up of a Goblin Shredder. Renegade Wizard going to get taken down. Brewmaster picking up Lightning Shield. That's not going to be altogether that effective either, as the gargoyles are getting ready to engage. All right, Lightning Shield. Yeah, too bad you can't cast Lightning Shield on like flying machines and then dive them on into gargoyles and have them like stack up damage. You know, reminiscent of days of old. Staff of what? Reminiscent of what? Irradiate, and science vessels from StarCraft 2. All right, Crippler are going to try and back away here. Fly machines are going to engage here as the Death Knight sitting at level 2 does have a pure up to vitality. There's a couple of webs to try and slow down some of those flying machines, as the flying machines could easily, well, burst down many of those gargoyles. Scroll of Healing being used, Obsidian Statue trying to recover as well. And who came out on top? That is a difficult question indeed, as the, well, flying machine taking another volley. Those flak cannons really making short work, as HawK now starting to take the lead here. Flying machines exchanging for gargoyles, and so many gargoyles getting taken down. However, the problem is, as the flying machines are beating the gargoyles, all of a sudden, well, and after all of this trading and exchange, well, what are you going to really do with those flying machines, as some of those flying machines, well, are not going to be able to make it back out. Death Knight finishing off that last shot there. Death Knight now up to level 3. Cryptlord sitting at level 5. And now going after this gargantuan sea turtle creep camp. Brood War. Gotta love it. Crypt Fiends getting trained up once more. Slaughterhouse. Panda looking to get up to level 3 here. Archmage ready once more. Null Overseer as well. And this is going to get, well, Panda still staying, or Archmage still staying here, actually stealing quite a bit of experience from that Panda. The Panda should already be at level 3. Arcane Sanctum Peasants now getting trained up here. Meanwhile, well, Cryptlord are going to go ahead and teleport back on in. Death Knight already sitting at level 4. And it feels like TeRRoR has just been doing a great job. He has his expansion off to the north running. And it looks as though he's transitioning away from Gargoyles and now into Crypt Fiends, which is exactly what you want to do when you know your opponent has a large, or is now going Casters. Casters are very weak to the Crypt Fiend. The Crypt Fiends have decent range and are able to use that piercing damage effectively against them. Human, is he going for tier 3? He is now going to tier 3, nearly done, as the Panda is in trouble. Panda trying to retreat back. One more Death Coil should be enough to finish it off, and the Panda falls at level 3. Archmage continuing the fight here. Crypt Fiend's going to continue to battle. Archmage now trapped in a corner. Scroll of Town Portal going to be in time and teleport back behind that Town Hall here. Needs to try and survive, as we're looking at a number of units falling back. Archmage, is he going to be able to use Scroll of Regeneration and also Potion of Healing, and also getting healed up by all of those priests once more? Crypt Fiend's continuing this pressure, as the Crypt Lord's getting up at level 5, getting very close to level 6. Finishing off the Water Elementals could be a priority, as the experience gain would be very helpful. Water Elementals able to hold back here. Meanwhile, we're looking at, well, the main base of HawK not having very much of anything. Making sure my youngest daughter isn't holding onto my chair if I try to spin around. All right, Necropolis getting added in over here at the, 8 o'clock position. However, the Archmage going to drop a Water Elemental, try and stop it before it really gets started. However, it now has fortified armor. Acolyte will get taken down, but the army, the main army here of TeRRoR, going to try and, well, bring pressure and well, get this up and operational. Archmage going to try and retreat back. HawK is still behind supply in terms of supply, as the priests are able to get some easy damage, or sorry, the Crypt Fiend's able to get some easy damage onto those priests. And now HawK is transitioning into figuring out what he needs to do next. HawK is now going into Knights, Spellbreakers, Flying Machines. I don't know what the final unit composition of what HawK wants to be, but I do know he needs those Knights to try and deal with those Crypt Fiends. Sundering Blades, dealing quite a bit of bonus damage. Meanwhile, now getting upgraded. Acolytes trying to make their way around. Double Nerubian Tower, more for protection, but it's really really deal that much damage here. All right, are we going to see an impale onto that Archmage? Yes, we are. Archmage getting impaled once more. Staff of Teleportation now being used as an, well, Water Elemental looking to back away. All right, a lot of just poke damage from range here. Now going to try and engage Death Knight. Crit, well, was there a evasion? How is there a miss? Not quite sure how there a miss there, as the Obsidian statues now retreat back. Beetles are here. Tomb of Relics getting added in, and you are expanding very close to your opponent at this point and stage in the game. Does my daughter play WarCraft 3? Um, no, she does not. I don't think she's even gone through the campaign. She enjoys watching me play and watching me play the campaign, but the necessary controls, she's not quite there yet. Control magic on the beetles could come into play here. Archmage needs to come over, use that Brilliance Aura, and now finally regrouping. HawK sitting at 64 supply, TeRRoR sitting at 73. Army sizes are comparable, and well, TeRRoR actually gonna get caught away from his expansion and now being forced to run all the way back. Scroll of Town Portal is on the table, and it is going to be used here. Quickly calling back over. All right, a quick impale could be used as well to try and pick up some of those units. There's Blizzard, and well, Blizzard and no impale onto the Archmage. I would have thought a quick impale onto the Archmage and perhaps catching a Knight would have been a big deal. Archmage of HawK retraining to Blizzard and rack up damage along that back line. Archmage, well, finally realizing, wait a second, the Crypt Lord can in fact impale me. That does cause problems. A couple of Dispel Magics onto some of those beetles as well, as the Crypt Lord is now low on mana. Archmage continuing to drop down, rain down Blizzard, Breath of Fire, Drunken Haze, catching many of those units off on the other side, as well as Scroll of Healing, keeping those units alive and well. TeRRoR seems to be just falling apart here, as the Destroyer is not going to go into the air, now immune to magic. Only one Destroyer operational, as they're going to turn back around and now go after the Knights. Blizzard raining down across multiple units. Obsidian Statue able to dodge that final blow there. Deathcoil going to save some more units, as the Crypt Lord was down very low on hit points, able to still survive. More Holy Light coming back into play. Blizzard is just absolutely destroying everything here on Tide Hunters. How it is a blizzard in the middle of a tropical island, I do not know. Flying Machine, well, Death Knight getting taken down there. Flying Machines now trying to take down the Destroyers once more, as the Death Knight will be back in play here in just a moment. All right, Staff of Sanctuary saving the Paladin, as the Paladin saves the Archmage. Lich gets taken down, and beautiful plays by HawK so far. 67 supply compared to 76. Breath of Fire coming back through, as the Panda looking to continue this pressure once more. All right, Paladin is back at home, getting resurrected, and once he joins back in on the fight, we'll be able to heal up a little bit more. Brewmaster could use a little bit of extra healing as well. He gets impaled, and this could be in trouble. All right, Panda in trouble now. Panda, Potion of Invulnerability transferred, as we're still fighting our way through. Sorceresses now have to be careful. They do not want to be casting slow. Destroyer down to 55 hit points. It looks like it's going to get taken down as a level 6 Crypt Lord gets healed. All right, Destroyer down to 50 hit points, still able to stick around in this fight so far. And is it going to be able to finish off this last Destroyer? No, yes, it is. Able to finish off that Destroyer, giving level 6 to the Archmage, and now having access to Mass Teleport. Paladin making its way back out across the field. Perhaps should be, gonna easily Holy Light here. Paladin should also get within range of that Brilliance Aura. Mass Teleport is on the table. Flying Machines are here. 63 supply compared to 71, as the Sorceresses are gonna get ready to battle it up. Brewmaster, Flying Machines getting added in once more, and what was a slow start from both of these players have now turned into an epic matchup. Level 6 Crypt Lord could use Locust Swarm here as well, but the Spellbreakers in that front line going to cause a problem. There is a quick Blizzard, Breath of Fire, and damage adding up along that backside. Archmage standing still, going to be absorbing quite a bit of damage, as the Crypt Fiends and the Lich with Orb of Corruption trying to take things down. There goes the Impale there. Archmage trying to get healed up still. More Breath of Fire coming across from that Panda, as the Crypt Lord is still in that frontline spot. All right, what are we looking at? A lot of low hit point units. Paladin able to heal up the Panda in the back once more, as Blizzard is just taking unit after unit down there. All right, more engagement once again. 74 supply compared to 56. However, HawK seems to be able to out-damage his opponent, as the Paladin, pushing back the other way. We are looking at Disease Cloud across all of the remaining units here, which is going to make it difficult to try and, keep mana full on those priests. The Disease Cloud continually deals damage to those Spellbreakers and the other units here. So if you have auto heal on, even with auto heal on, What the priest ends up doing is constantly trying to heal like 5 points of damage until all of his mana is gone. Archmage. Is it an archangel or archangel? Both are. I don't know. Like the original wording. I don't know. I know WarCraft says it's arc as opposed to like. Is it an archbishop or archbishop? Right? Like, and that's how you're using the word, right? Like, are you using the Latin or are you using what Blizzard says is right? And then, and even when you say Blizzard right, it's kind of like saying, is it Colossuses or Colossi Nexuses versus Nexi, and in StarCraft 2, right? It's and then like, well, people said it that way, and then, but then it's not actually correct because Jim Raynor is supposed to be a redneck, and Nexuses, Nexi, all of that. Yeah, that's why I call it AM. Yeah, the AM. All right, AM. All right. Anyways, Archmage coming online here. Panda, Paladin gonna engage, and it looks as though TeRRoR was actually trying to establish up a fourth base here. Destroyers are in positions. TeRRoR with a very large army. Great impale onto the Archmage this time around as the Panda gets Staff of Sanctuary at the last possible moment. Staff of Teleportation, Locust Swarm is, or not Staff of Teleportation, mass teleport now being used here. Obsidian statues, where are they going? They're trying to go around every which direction, and we could be heading down to the south here. And the Brewmaster is currently alive and well, but is not with the rest of the army, and this is going to turn into a bit of a gift here. HawK, Staff of Sanctuary to try and save this as we're looking at the Panda getting destroyed. All right, mass teleport back in, and Brewmaster unable to be saved. Archmage going to go ahead and try and blizzard his way free, instead getting impaled. Does have a Scroll of Town Portal, and that is going to be the game. TeRRoR losing to HawK here, or no, it's not TeRRoR beating HawK here, taking up an additional expansion. Those militia ended 1 second before TB. And that was, in fact, the GG right there. Great matchup. Going back and forth, a little bit distracted. My apologies, a lot going on behind me. But yeah, TeRRoR doing a great job. After that 8-minute mark, this game was just going back and forth. TeRRoR had the larger army throughout the matchup, but HawK was able to keep up with damage and almost surpassed his opponent eventually. It was that additional resources in the end that made the difference for more items and, well, and a larger, and being able to sustain that larger army. TeRRoR even breaking up into high upkeep for a little bit of time. Ultimately, Staff of Sanctuary on a Panda, and then that Panda was by his lonesome self. And then, well, a quick Scroll of Town Portal back into or mass teleport to try to save that Panda. Panda still ended up getting lost, and the Archmage's mass teleport was on cooldown. If it tried to use a Scroll of Town Portal to get away, the expansion would have been lost as well. TeRRoR had the lead there, and it looked like everything was going in his favor. And yeah, everything was going in favor there. All right, that's all the time I have today. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If you guys leave comments below on what types of games you would like to see as well. See you guys next time.